Okay, so in this section I'm going to look at some collocations and I've tried to make them relate to the theme of this lesson, which is friends and friendship. So, okay, let's say you went on a course or maybe a summer camp if you're at school, something like that, and your parents or somebody could say to you, did you make any friends? Okay, so we don't actually say find friends in English, we say make friends. So there's a first collocation. And you can also strike up a friendship. Now we've had that, I think, in a mini lesson, and maybe I explained it already in this lesson. And I really want to say to you that sometimes, I'm going to do things again, and which my aim is not to worry about that, whether maybe I explained that before, because in a way I want you to become friendlier or more familiar with expressions, collocations, phrasal verbs. So the more times you hear them, the better you'll get to know them. So actually, in learning English or learning any language is not about learning lots and lots of things. It's about learning things more deeply or more fully, so that you're able to use them more or recognize them more when you hear them. So to strike up a friendship is just you meet somebody and you become friendly. So again, it maybe sounds a bit strange to strike up a friendship, but that's often what we say. And if you are talking to someone for the first time, could be, or maybe just in general, maybe you meet someone on a bus or at a party, and you say the communication flowed or communication flows. That just means the communication or your talking was very easy and natural. There weren't any, I've used this before, there weren't any awkward silences, or it wasn't uncomfortable for you. It just felt easy, natural, etc. Sometimes we lose touch with friends. Maybe you have school friends, but slowly over time you lose touch. It also means you lose contact. So maybe because you are in a different situation, we say you lost touch. Okay, that's good. But sometimes you meet someone and you form a lasting relationship. Okay, so there's another collocation, a lasting relationship, or form a lasting relationship. This means that you make a relationship that lasts a long time. So in a way, whatever happens in your life, you continue as friends. Maybe just by phone or Skype or text or email, but it continues. Let's say you know somebody quite well, but then you go on holiday together, or you do something together which makes your friendship stronger. We would say that cemented your relationship, or that cemented our relationship. So cement, I've explained in a mini lesson, I think. Cement is what's used to put between bricks when you build a house or something else, and it's soft, but when you put it between, after some time it hardens. And harden can often mean sort of a bit of negative, but in this case it's very positive. When you cement a relationship, it means you make it stronger, you become closer. Okay, our friendship grew. Okay, so again, your friendship became stronger, better. Close friends, okay, so close friends, sometimes people only have 2 or 3 or 4 close friends. So these are people who you can really open up to, people you can share things with if you've got problems. Some friends we can't really do this with, it's not appropriate, or perhaps they would find it difficult. But if you've got close friends, that's what that would mean, that you can really be free with them, be open. Okay. Very simple one, best friend. Of course, best means the number one, but we often say I've got a few best friends, and you might have them for different reasons. One is to do with being open with, one is to do with going out, having a good time, or one could be to do with your hobby or the sport you like. A casual acquaintance. Okay, this is again a very common collocation. Casual acquaintance is someone you know, but you don't know them really well. So yeah, you can just yes, it's just somebody you don't know that well. So they're not a close friend. Maybe they're not even really a friend, but it's somebody you know. Okay, and keep in contact. Okay, so maybe you meet someone and you say, let's keep in contact. It means by phone, by email, by text, Facebook message, or whatever. It's again, keep in contact. Another word would be maintain the contact, but we wouldn't really use that. Okay, and then a few expressions which are to do with romance. So maybe you met someone at a party or somewhere, and you say, I fell madly in love. So in this case, madly means completely or really, really in love. And we would also say, I fell head over heels in love. Sometimes we would just say, I fell head over heels, because an English speaker would know that it's in love, but we could say I fell head over heels in love, or I fell head over heels. Love at first sight. Okay, so that's when you meet someone for the first time and you just feel a really strong attraction, or you actually feel in love with that person. So of course you could say it's just lust, it's just sexual. But it's true, sometimes you meet someone and you feel such a strong connection, a strong feeling with that person, that it could really, really be love at first sight. And the last one for today's collocations, well, sometimes collocations and idioms, it's not entirely clear the difference, but yes, she's the love of my life. It means she's really the one that's so important in my life of all the other women I've met, or of course could be he's the love of my life of all the men I've met. He's really the one. Okay, so that's the end of this section, collocations. Again, some you might know already, but by hearing them again, and you're also getting listening practice, you're hearing the way a native English speaker pronounces things and stresses the words and so on. So, yeah, sometimes I feel perhaps the collocations or the phrasal verbs are not such fun or not so interesting, but really, really, they are very, very important. And the more phrasal verbs and collocations you can learn, the more natural your English will be. And when you hear these collocations and phrasal verbs, the more easily you will understand them. So your brain doesn't have to process them so much. They just, oh yes. Somehow your brain says, oh yes, I recognize that one. It's easy. So yes, that's why I often explain things again, or things I think you'll probably know, I still explain. Okay, that's it for this section.